Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea, hope you're all well. So I'm sure if you're watching this video you are aware that Neural DSP just released Nolly X. X stands for cross compatibility, meaning it's going to be one of the plugins that makes its way onto the Quad Cortex. And you probably all got the Nolly plugin, the Archetype Nolly. It's a fantastic plugin. It's probably one of the most versatile plugins in the range because Nolly is a producer, engineer extraordinaire, fantastic guitar player. And of course, for his projects, he needs to be able to get many different kinds of tones. So obviously with Archetype Nolly, you've got 4 different amplifiers, bunch of effects, all the stuff that you would need to get great guitar tones for your recordings. Just going to apologise in advance if there's a lot of background noise. It's absolutely boiling down here in Brighton today in the middle of summer, so I've got the windows open and we're next to a main road. But anyway, so with Nolly X coming out, it's basically just been updated with a bunch of other stuff. There's some new cabs included and the updated GUI. So in this video, I'm just going to take you through the updates real quick. We're going to check out my presets, maybe check out some of the artist presets, and of course just give you an overview of the new Archetype Nolly X. So you should be able to see the screen grab now of the new Archetype Nolly X. The first thing you'll notice is the GUI has been updated. Nice and shiny new amp graphics, which is very, very nice. I've loaded up the default preset, which has been dialed in, I'm assuming by Nolly. In any case, we'll talk about the GUI really quickly in the sense, or the UI should I say, because it's in line with Cortex Control. So it kind of looks similar to Cortex Control if you use that with your Quad Cortex, but along the bottom you've got your tuner, you've got your MIDI stuff, tap tempo and BPM section, your metronome, and of course settings for your IOs and all that stuff. Along the top you've got your input, you've got an input gate, you've got Transpose feature, which obviously is heavily requested on all the plugins, but as they start updating these for the X versions, you'll have that on there. So you've got Transpose, input mode, preset section, the doubler, of course, another great feature. And then you've got your signal chain along the top, so you've got your stomps in front of the amps themselves, the cab section, the EQ, and the time-based effects like reverb and delay. In other words, effects in the loop of the amps. But let's talk about the changes that have happened to the plugin. There isn't loads of changes, but one of the most exciting changes is we've got more cabinets. Open back GB, which I'm assuming is a green back, and then you've got a closed back version. And then we've got V30 12-inch speaker on the crunch, and then we've got I'm assuming is a creamback 74, maybe a 1974 creamback, I have no idea. Then we've got a V30 straight cabinet and a V30 angled cabinet, because they do sound different. Of course, you know Nolly knows his V30s more than anyone else probably. And then finally on the lead amplifier you've got a 212 speaker, and I'm assuming that's the T1275, can't remember. In any case, you've got way more cabinet options, so you can really dial in your speaker tones as you want. And we also have room, so you've got room send going on as well, which is very, very cool. Gives you that vibe of the cab being in the room. I really like that. I included that on my plugin as well. Just think it's great. We move across to the EQ section, and you've got Nolly's mod, which is a new feature. So as you can see, you've got your normal EQ here. When you click Nolly's mod, it changes the frequencies that you're affecting. So for instance, here you've got 1K, 2K and 4K, but when you swap it over, 800, 1.5 and 4.5. There are other changes made, but as you can see, those are quite significant changes. And that's very cool because it means he's dialed in the EQ as he likes it. I think that's very cool. On top of that, you've got a low and a high pass filter, which is very, very handy. So that is an overview of Archetype Nolly X. Just wanted to breeze over it in case you're new to this plugin. It's a fantastic plugin. Let's crack on with some tones and have a listen. So I've loaded up the default preset. As you can hear, nice and chunky. And then we've got the crunch. We've got the clean. And then we've got the lead amplifier. But let me just go to, say, the high gain amp. And we've only got one speaker on right now, which is the angled 57 angle cab. So now we're going to get the straight cab on a 121. Super girthy. Let's have a little. room. So the next thing, we've got Transpose. Love having Transpose on the plugin. Doubler. Again, very useful. So the next thing I'm going to show you really quickly is the Nollies mod on the EQ. Just really quick. So this is pre-Nollies mod. Now if I flick it over, so as you can hear, it affects different areas in the frequency spectrum, and to be honest, in my view, Nolly has selected certain frequencies that he feels works better for this plugin. I'm going to use that. You know, there's nothing wrong with the original, but having that extra little bit of attention given by Nolly in terms of dialing in the tones is probably for the better, in my opinion. And I also, for me personally, these kind of EQs I find mildly restricting, which is why I changed it up for my plugin, and also on John Petrucci's. That's where I got the idea, because you can really fine tweak what you want. So that's kind of why I think Nolly's added this, is because he's realized that he wanted to fine tweak the areas of the EQ that he wants in the plugin. So it's cool that it's there. So that pretty much does it for an overview of the plugin, you know, some of the changes that have been made. All great changes, in my opinion. What I want to do now is quickly go through some of my presets, which are included if you download Archetype Nolly X, that I've done recently, and we'll check out some artist presets as well. So this is the first one. I don't remember what it sounds like, but I did it a little while ago. This is a clean bed. So that's a clean bed. Next up, as you can see here, for the love of God. I just thought that was fun because actually I was messing around with the tones and somehow landed on a sound that sounded quite similar to me when I was on the neck pickup. I went and listened to the song and I was like, you know what, that's actually really close. So I thought I'd tweak it a bit and then just include it because it's, you know, it actually sounds really close considering the fact that probably none of the gear in this particular plugin was used on that recording, but it's pretty fun. Anyway, Next up, midway lead. It's kind of a halfway house kind of vibe. So I like that one. It's using the clean amp and just, you can actually get a really nice tone when you use the overdrives. Nice and powerful. So that's midway lead. This one's called Picky Chord Time because I like to pick chords. Punch chugs. And then saturated leads. So those are all my presets. Just wanted to make a few that, you know, kind of cover a wide range. You got clean, you got lead, you got heavy, you got sort of ambient stuff, everything in between. Let's listen to some of Nolly's. He's provided loads more, which is very cool. Vulgar display, obviously. Oh, that's quiet. Obviously, that's not how you play it, but I'm in drop, so. I have no idea if I did as many juds as I should have done, but either way, that's fun. Hot rod heaven. I don't know, just messing around, sorry. Stadium Smasher. Secret weapon. Artist presets. I think that because this is a pre-release and they don't have all the new artist ones back, there's only Foresters. If you don't know who Forrester Saville is, an amazing producer, mixing engineer, did one of my favourite albums of all time, Sound Awake by Carnival. Let's have a little listen. Smooth churg. Very cool. Punching above its weight. Cool. Let's try some of Neural's. What we got? Juicy Chug. Tone is in your fingers. Very nice. Wanna be dirty. See, this clean amp, when you drive it, sounds great. Very cool, very cool. One thing that's worth pointing out here is that the presets all seem to be very different volumes, but this is because this is pre-release. What Neural normally do is they get all the presets in from all the artists and everywhere, and they sort of normalize, not in terms of like there's a process where they click a button and normalize. They go through and make sure they're all of a similar level so that you guys at your end don't have jumping presets in volume, like mental volume jumps. Because mine are all quite a lot louder than the ones that I've been sifting through. I think John hopefully has tried to match levels as best possible, but as you probably noticed that some of these are louder than others. And so you don't need to worry, because when you download your version, it's already been refined, ready, release ready, and everything should be pretty much the same volume. It's also worth saying that because this is a pre-release version, there aren't really any other artist presets for me to check out. However, it was nice to see that Nolly's added loads more presets into his Archetype Nolly X. So yeah. Basically, that's a quick gander at the new Archetype Nolly X plugin from Neural DSP. You've probably all already got this plugin because it's one of the most popular Archetype plugins that Neural have released. It's incredibly versatile, as I'm sure you've probably heard in this video and every other video of it. Yeah, it's great. So if you've already got it, then you're entitled to get this version free of charge. If you want this on QC when it comes, obviously you need to own the license, and then when it gets ported over to the Quad Cortex, it should just show up in your device list and you'll be able to use it that way. Either way, it's great that they're adding this to the QC, as they are doing to all the plugins. I cannot wait for mine to get put on QC, but it's very cool to see they're addressing some of the most popular ones as we go. So, hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll put links in the description box below. Please like, subscribe and share. Check out my music, check out my new band Vower. Everything's in the description box below as per usual. I've been Rabea, and I will see you all very soon.